be successful and shit like that. So
successful, like getting a good amount of traction and views, or it not being a problem with editing, or what?
Just the view part, right? I want this to be successful. I turned this whole damn garage apartment into a damn studio, so hopefully I get something out of it. You know,
Man, out of it. I mean, shit. What you got here is a lot of equipment, man. Definitely, I'm a big, firm believer in utilizing what you got. Don't think I need to get this and this in order for me to be able to achieve X, Y, Z, right? Like, just for example, just when I was working at the YMCA, shitty equipment, dumbbells, everything you needed, and I did 3 competitions in that gym. I didn't need no state of the art, I don't know, LA Fitness or Equinox Gym. You know, I just used what I had for the time, and I made the most of it. And I think utilizing what you have with the resources you have, and just exhausting as much as you can until you're ready for the next step, or financially able to make a bigger investment. Like, that's just the way to go. As long as I've been doing what I've been doing, that's what I learned. Just utilize what you got. You know? Perfect,
man. Well, thank you for being on the show. I want to say, everybody, welcome to the Gotta Get Your Protein podcast show. First ever, Mr. Eric Rodriguez, guest special for today. This guy here, we go way back, believe it or not. So I want to say thank you for being on the show.
Of course, man.
So it's a pretty cool thing how we can like link up on certain, you know, things that we have in common, similar interests, right? I'm trying to build this brand. You are a brand, right? You're a competitor. You compete in big shows, and I'm trying to work that lifestyle that you got going on, right? So I want to show people that there's a different way how to do a lifestyle, and you got it in the more professional way. I'm more of a laid back, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it type. And you're more like, hey, this is the science behind it. So it's 2 type of combinations clashing together, which is a beautiful thing, and we can sit here and talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I love talking about this, dude. Like,
can you scoot up a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit to the mic.
To the mic?
Yeah. A little bit closer to the mic.
I mean, I learned over the years, as long as I've been doing what I've been doing, or being in fitness or business, there's 3 conversations you're going to have with your friends or even your family. It's going to be about their health. Oh, I gained weight, or I need to lose weight, or the holidays are coming. It's a constant conversation. Or I'm broke and I need money, or I need to get an extra job.
Definitely one of those.
It's definitely one of those 2 conversations. I think I said 3, but those are the top 2 conversations you're guaranteed going to have daily or consistently with anybody. And so
facts, bro.
You know, it's just something that's always on everybody's mind, is their health and their income. You know what I mean? And I mean, where we're at in our generation, fitness, health trends are implemented in everybody's life compared to, I believe, like our parents and our parents' parents, which is why, like, my parents and even my grandparents kind of have unhealthy mindsets or habits, because we're growing up with information at our hands and finding it cool to, you know, be retro or dress a certain way or work out, right? And back then, it just wasn't as common. So somebody is either doing Zumba, jogging, watching what they're eating. Somebody's doing something, right? And that's in our generation. Whereas our parents and our parents' parents, it wasn't like that, you know. And
they didn't have access to a lot of information how we have.
Exactly.
Right? They don't have YouTube where people can just walk them through
Facebook,
stuff.
or
Google, especially. You know, like just the other day, I was looking up, like, what's the danger in refined sugars, and the shit that I saw, it was like diabetes, heart disease, this and that. I was like, holy cow. And back then, they're over there drinking Coca-Cola like it's a refresher, like something that hydrates them. And little did they know it turned into diabetes. That
tortillas, especially in our culture, man. Like, it's just
a lot of tortillas.
It's just traditions passed down, and if that's how you grew up, those are the habits you're going to be instilled in. You know,
that's what shows up on the dinner table and at, you know, lunch, breakfast. Your mom's making all that stuff, and so you know what's common, right? So you kind of pick up on those traits and stuff like that.
But the thing that you can do to get yourself out of that cycle is, one, identify that where you're at with your health, and notice your environment. Like, oh shit, it's my environment that is making me like this. You know what I mean? And being aware of it. And once you're aware of it, then you can figure out, can I do something about it? Because some people aren't even aware that they eat processed food all day, or, you know, I mean, I talk to people daily, what do you call it? Consultations about training and what they need help with. And I'm telling you, man, like most people eat typically 2 times a day. Okay. Right. And I'm very big. Every client I work with, I'm like, you got to get at least three. And most people, their typical routines are a big lunch, big dinner. They don't eat all morning, right? And so because they don't eat all morning, they don't realize that they're hungry that way. When it's finally time to eat lunch, their body is just craving all this stuff, and then they just kind of go grab whatever is convenient or whatever, right?
Man, oh man.
And maybe you can relate to that, you know?
That's me right now.
And so, but the thing is, you're fasting for a purpose. You know, you're eating a certain amount of time, meals a day with a purpose. Some people are just doing it because that's just how their body, it's just a routine, you know?
Right.
So I talk to these people, they're only eating 2 times a day, a big lunch, big dinner. And then I'm like, well, why? Okay, so what? You're missing breakfast. Why can't you get breakfast? Oh, I don't have time to cook. Okay, doesn't mean that you can't get a breakfast. My number one simple fix for busy people like that, simple fix, protein shake and a piece of fruit. Done. Why? Because you need to get your nutrition in. And if you have something simple and a good meal on first thing in the morning, then your lunch is not going to be as crazy or heavy. You're gonna have more of a controlled lunch. Okay. And thus you'll have a controlled dinner. And thus you'll be in a new pattern compared to the same one that kind of, you know, made you gain all that weight.
Sure.
You know?
Now, in between breakfast and lunch, let's say you get a little hungry. A lot of people hit up the vending machines. They'll go get like a Nutri-Grain bar or something like that. Is that something that's advisable, or what can you do? Like you said something earlier, maybe some sparkling water or a Coke Zero, or maybe some nuts. What's something that you can do for the people that are getting into that pattern? So what I've read, that it takes 2 weeks to build a habit. So within those 2 weeks, people are going to mess up. What's the better way to mess up?
So it's identifying, okay, I'm a snacker. Okay, cool. So if you get into your 3-meal regimen, great. Then it's identifying food swaps.
Okay.
I'm very, very big on food swaps. Like,
explain.
You go to the vending machine for a candy bar. Okay. Well, instead of a candy bar, a best food swap would be a protein bar. Okay. Why get a candy bar that is full of sugar and fats when you can get something that's just as sweet and actually has good quality nutrition in it? Okay. That's just a simple swap. And I give all my clients a variety of lists of snacks that they can do, that they can eat more of. That way they don't have to go for that candy bar or the bag of chips, right? Right. And simple snacks like fruit, popcorn, protein bars. When it comes to nuts, I prefer pistachios because you can eat a lot of them.
Dude,
and
I love
very
me some pistachios.
Dude, I can do a bowl. And honestly, if you do a bowl of pistachio, that's probably like it's gonna be less than 400 calories.
No kidding, bro.
Yeah, man. Or a bowl of cashews, that's gonna be almost 600 calories. You
Cashews got more calories.
They have more calories in them.
But do they have more nutrition?
They have just about the same. But usually when it comes to weight loss, it is going to involve your calorie intake. Okay. But I'd rather you eat a bag of cashews or a handful of cashews than a chocolate bar, if that's literally what your options are. You know what I mean? Right. And so overall, I like to teach everybody swaps and how to make conscious decisions wherever you're at. Whether you are at the restaurant or you're at a gas station. Sure. You know what I mean? Knowing how to select your snacks or your nutrition wherever you're at, just breaking it down and understanding why to make these decisions better than going with the regular stuff that we're used to. You know?
Okay. So if you, let's say, competition mode, right? Before competition, you're hungry. We say snacks, right? Good, healthy snacks. Right. Can you give me a list of snacks that you would start snacking on for competition mode for guys that are getting in a shape for a purpose? Yeah. So for me, last week, I still play recreational men's league baseball, right? But I messed up because I lost so much weight, so much water, and I didn't have the nutrients to pick myself back up. So I had no energy on the field, and it really hurt me in the end.
You felt it?
I felt it really bad, out of a 4-hour game. So, but, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't really have exact, expertise on what kind of snacks that can get me through stuff like that with strength and energy and nutrition that can get me through 4-hour, games and stuff like that.
Yeah, the snack on.
Yeah,
So
so
my
it's
top,
something-
my top three outside of what I just said: protein shake, popcorn. I mean, a protein bar, popcorn,
popcorn.
and fruit. Outside of those, I would say Greek yogurt.
Okay.
Dude, Greek yogurt's so high in protein. Very high in
I like
protein.
Greek yogurt.
Berries, even though I know it's a fruit, but berries are, you can have literally a cup of them or bowl of them, and again, it'll be under 400 calories, if not 300 calories. And what else do I put?
So you put berries in the Greek yogurt?
I mean, that's a great combination. You
Yeah.
could do it separate, but shit, if you got Greek yogurt, which is high in protein, low in calories, and berries, which is low in calories and high in antioxidants, boom, you got yourself a great parfait or something like that, like a
Perfect.
super nutritional filling snack right there, right?
That's something I'm looking for.
Dude,
I like
man.
using that. I used to get like strawberries and cottage cheese.
Strawberries is a perfect fruit too, man. You could, same thing, they're super low in calories. And you said strawberries and what else?
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, man. That's another
Yeah, I
one.
used to get a bowl of cottage
High
cheese.
in protein, man. Like,
Oh, it was so like nasty when I first tried it. Not the taste. I'm
'cause
talking
of-
about the texture is
yeah,
bad.
because it's very
It's weird. It's like weird little slimy
Soft,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but then I put some Splendid or some stevia or something like of that fake sugar.
Yeah, no, that's
and then I
a-
threw in some strawberries. Dude, that shit was bomb.
that right there is an ideal. Another snack. Cottage cheese was a big staple back in the golden era, like
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's days.
Yeah, yeah.
They would eat cottage cheese, and they did a lot of high protein, low carb. That was their typical diet. Very, very simple, structured,
Yeah.
simple nutrition plan, which is kind of like how I do things now. I don't overcomplicate it. I'm not very big on macros. I'm not very big on fad diets like keto or pescatarian.
Really?
My thing is it needs to be sustainable. So if you could do it year round and not feel like you're depriving yourself,
Oh, okay. I like that.
then
I
it's
like
good to go. Because I mean, okay, let's say you lose weight fasted. Okay, you get to the goal. Are you still going to continue fast, or are you going to like break that because you now want to start being regular?
Right,
And the
right,
moment
right.
you break that pattern, your body's going to kind of gain weight because it's now doing something different.
I have experienced that. I'm not gonna lie. I've experienced it maybe twice. I've lost maybe like 12 pounds, 13 pounds. Then I get to the point where I'm like depleted. I'm like dizzy, lightheaded. So I'm like, okay, I gotta start
Some
picking
more.
up some food, right? I gotta start eating some more. Then when I start doing that, I'm like eating some sugar, and then that really like implodes me. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
I just lost 13 pounds, but then I gained 15. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
that's usually what it is. It's because you're doing something for so long, and you're forcing your body to do something that it doesn't want to do, and then when you do something different, it's not like you're gaining weight like fat,
Right.
but you're still gonna put on the water and stuff like that. So overall, my biggest thing is you got to have a well balanced diet, nutritional regimen, or however you want to put it. Know your protein and your carbs, and just kind of move your body as often as you can. You know, it doesn't have to be lifting weights, but overall, knowing what to eat and being and making good quality choices for yourself is going to take you a long way compared to doing a crash diet and then stopping it and then going back into your old routine or into some different routine, and then your body's gonna gain weight or something like that. It's just how it is. So if you're gonna go down a certain diet trend, make sure it's something that you see yourself doing long, sustainable, long. Because if not, then it can shoot you in the foot if you change it up too fast. You know.
yeah. So don't do no crash diets unless it's sustainable.
Nope, exactly. I mean, because it's you'll get results,
Right,
But
right
then
away,
you'll gain it all back once you go back to your normal eating habits, stuff like that. So let me just give you an example, right?
Okay.
So, and this is something I've gone through my whole competition journey, or whatever, right? So I started taking my nutrition seriously at 197 pounds, and then in 8 weeks I dropped to 170. And I had
Holy
carbs
cow.
in every meal. Low amount of carbs, but I still had carbs nonetheless, right?
You said 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
In 2 months?
So all I did was just literally take my nutrition seriously instead of, oh, I have some alcohol here, I'm gonna train harder. Because I was like,
Damn
I dropped 15 pounds by cleaning up my eating and having some alcohol, but then I stayed at only losing 50 pounds. And then once I took out all that extra stuff, because I did have a purpose to lose the weight, so I had a timeline. Once I took out all the junk, the cheat meals or whatever, and the alcohol, and just stuck with my nutrition, stuck with my exercise, boom, week after week after week, result, right? And
Simple.
and my meal plan that my coach that had me on was nothing special. I'll tell you what it is. Literally, for my first 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
And it's a
We're gonna get some insiders from a
beautiful
coach.
meal plan, right?
Because every coach needs a coach.
Yes, exactly. And the reason why because I did my own programming for my up until
First competition.
no, my first 6, 7 competitions.
Oh, damn.
This is my first time actually working with a coach telling me what to do, because I've been so busy with my own work that I just need somebody to tell me what to do, and I'll plug it into my schedule.
Okay.
Instead of me trying to figure it out and I gotta do it, you know what I mean? Like, just it takes out the thinking process. So anyway, the first 4 to 6 weeks, egg whites, I would have about 8 ounces of egg whites with 1 cup of white rice. That's a lot of food. It's a lot of food.
And you get it, you buy the egg whites already made, or you're there kind of like
No,
taking out the
dude. I
yolk?
buy the cartons. We now shop at Sam's. We buy Whole Foods. Not Whole Foods. We buy wholesale
worth of food.
because we would go to Kroger and HEB weekly.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
that we now have a household, me, my girlfriend, my parents, got a lot of mouths to feed. So instead of just doing it weekly, go to Sam's. I buy the proteins and the carbs. The little snacks that I do buy is pistachios and these omega nuts. They have like raisins and nuts, and that's literally all I buy at Sam's. And obviously, what's in the house is what gets eaten.
Sure.
Unless my mom or my brother buys something else. But anyway, so 8 ounces of egg whites with 1 cup of rice. A lot of food right off the bat. You know what? I'm sorry. That was my second meal. My first meal was a protein shake and a half cup of oatmeal. With almond milk
mixed in.
No, so what I did, I could have, but I enjoyed just drinking the protein shake because I love the oatmeal. And the way I made the oatmeal was because it was oatmeal with almond milk, not water.
Ooh.
And so obviously that was the calorie intake, but to make it more like an enjoyable thing was I put 2 packets of Splenda and some cinnamon. And man, I'm telling you, like, the almond milk instead of water is a game changer. And man, that was like a dessert. I looked forward to that every morning.
Every morning, right when you woke up?
When I woke up, maybe an hour into my day, I'd have that breakfast. The protein shake and the oatmeal. Great thing. Then my second breakfast was the 8 ounce of egg whites and the cup of rice. Then the third meal.
This guy here is getting into it. Look at
Man, it's good. And man, it's crazy because I was
already
eating
thinking
it.
about it, how good it is.
I was eating it. And obviously, you can have a diet and it can be bad, but it's about how you cook it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you want this to be sustainable, you want to enjoy what you're eating and not feel like, oh, it's another bland chicken or it's another bland whatever.
Yeah.
So
I'm just a salt and pepper kind of guy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
hey, yeah, it's simple too. But if you enjoy it,
But I put some butter in it. I gotta put butter with the oil.
the butter and the oil, and that's why I tell a lot of people too, man. You save yourself like 300 or 400 calories by taking away oil and butter. Like, it's a lot of calories, dude. Would you rather eat that, or would you rather it be somewhere that doesn't make you full?
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
I want it to taste good and make me full. I don't know if there's a thing, but
There is, because I mean, I stay full, and the food that I'm eating is good. It's just you got to make certain swaps, right?
Okay.
So the biggest swap you can do for butter and oil, spray.
what kind of spray?
Just any spray, canola oil, vegetable oil. It's all 0 calorie. If it says 0 calorie, it's good to go.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Really? I thought olive oil was always good for you.
I mean, yeah, all that's good for you, but if you look at the calorie, if you look at the nutrition,
oil?
it's 120 calories per tablespoon.
No
and you can't
shit.
tell me you're putting that much oil. You're probably putting like that much oil. No, not that much, but like you're probably putting that much oil, and
Oh no, brother! I don't like it when the chicken sticks on the pan. So I go ahead and put a little bit more so that way I can kind of move it around.
So instead of
my goodness.
I'm sure if you change it up, I don't mean to be pointing like that, but if you change it up, probably this week, because if you cook all your food with oil, you take away that one variable, you just go to sprays, you'll be saving yourself probably like 400 calories a day per meal, man, and that'll take you a long way. Just like when people cut out Cokes they lose like 8 to 10 pounds. Same
Yeah,
thing.
dude. I noticed that like the bigger guys that like drink a lot of sodas that are diabetic, and the doctor like kind of gave them a shock, like, hey, you need to stop doing this. You need to get in shape. That's the first thing they cut out. And sure enough, like 15 pounds later, 2 weeks. I'm like, God,
Just
damn.
because of that one little variable. That one little variable would take you a long way, whether it's getting exercise in or swapping oil with spray. Little things like that will take you a long way, man. It's crazy. It's crazy,
Yeah.
and it's simple. Just like all the variables. So I took out, which the way I go about my fitness is a little bit extreme. It's
Okay.
like more of a mindset, dedicated, whatever. Anybody can do it, but for me, it's about simplifying it for yourself to not feel overwhelmed. Because I do got a lot going on, but I
Right.
really do want to stay on top of myself, right?
Okay.
So that right there will help and go a long way when it comes to flavoring your food and still cutting calories, right?
Okay. So it'll be bland, you would say, or what do you put in as like your
dude,
flavor?
I use Lowry's in my seasoning. Lowry seasoning or lemon pepper or garlic powder.
Oh, dude, lemon pepper's fire. You know what I used to do that was really, really, really good? You guys out there might want to try this. I think my mom did this. I don't know why. She's like, your chicken's kind of bland. Like, do you want something in it? I said, no, not really. She's like, well, I'm going to marinate mustard in the chicken with lemon pepper and lime.
Damn.
And so she put it in a bag, cut off all the fat, all the chicken. The night she left it overnight in the refrigerator. The next day she cooks it, and the chicken looks orange. Don't get me wrong. And you're scared, like, man, what the hell's mustard chicken and lime and key limes and lemon pepper spices gonna taste like? And sure enough, bro, that thing was bomb. It was bomb, but it did have oil in it.
But it's fine, man. It's fine. Like,
But dude, it was good.
it's best to cook your food at home compared to going out to eat, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's a simple thing.
So mustard and chicken.
Mustard's a great condiment because it's 0 calories.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And it's got the vinegar and the acetic acid that can kind of break down foods and stuff like that.
man.
So
It's good. I love mustard on my stuff. But
you're a mustard hot dog ketchup guy.
no, dude, I'm a mustard on my hot dog and that's it.
Really?
Maybe some
Interesting guy
sauerkraut.
here.
I like the Chicago dogs whenever I go to a hot dog place, which is a sauerkraut and mustard. That's literally all. I don't like
Eesh,
I don't
that's
like ketchup
extreme.
on my burgers or my mustard or my hot dogs. I just don't for some reason. That's on my fries. I love French fries, but
Yeah.
I'm a simple. I don't like a plain hot dog, but I'll just put a good line of mustard for some reason. You know what I mean?
Well, mustard is good.
It's not for anything nutritional either. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I like that.
Enjoy
I
the
like that.
mustard
Yeah, I
taste.
like the way it tastes. But but yeah. So the oatmeal, the egg whites, and then my third meal was it would be ground beef with sweet potatoes.
Okay.
And obviously I would go with the leanest, which would be like 90%.
Sure.
That was amazingly good, man. 8 ounces of ground beef at that, and about 4 to 6 ounces of sweet potato. Same thing, another full heavy meal, you know.
Just the ground beef and the potato. That's it. And you just kind of like.
I mean,
Big
obviously,
head.
I cooked the ground beef a certain way. I put bell peppers, seasonings, you know what I
okay,
mean? The sweet potatoes, I just cook my sweet potatoes. I chop them into like chips and I boil them. And if I want to add flavoring, I'll put cinnamon. If not, I'll just eat them. They're good the way they are, honestly. Or some salt, you know?
What if you get like a big old piece of, I think is iceberg lettuce. It's kind of like the long piece of lettuce. I don't know what the name is, you know, romaine or whatever.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. And you kind of like wrap it and make it to like a taco. Like that's a lettuce wrap. That shit's fire.
That's a great alternative for a taco, honestly.
Yeah. Have you ever tried that?
No, yeah, dude, all the time.
fire.
When I was in the beginning of my training, when I was just balance eating and cutting, I went to Velvet Taco with my girlfriend and her family. And so whenever I go out to eat, it was typically my mindset was, oh, I'm gonna make conscious decisions wherever I'm at.
Sure.
So I went to Velvet Taco and I ordered this taco that had lettuce wrapped, healthiest choice I could make. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something. Or corn tortillas. They're a lot lighter in calories
Really?
and carbs. Yep.
I honestly thought corn tortillas were the worst.
It's the flour. It's the flour is the worst.
Yeah, that's what I feel like it
Corn
is.
tortillas, you can eat like, you can get away with 4 and be like under 400 calories.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's just about looking at the nutritional facts and finding swaps. So if you're somebody that's a taco eater and you want to kind of cut down but still keep your tacos, and you like flour tortillas, then go from flour to corn, or go to with iceberg lettuce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can still enjoy your tacos and get results. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Simple swaps. Simple swaps. That's what I'm all about. Making swaps, man.
That's that discipline side of us, bro, that we don't have.
Yeah, man. But
You know.
I won't say it's a discipline. It's more of the knowledge side.
That
You know
too.
what I mean?
That too.
Because you didn't know that corn tortillas were okay. You know what I mean? Now you know shit.
Now
you
we know.
can-
Now I know. Now the people know.
and now you
it's
can make
pretty
your
cool.
chicken and your beef without oil and make tacos.
Right.
And boom, you know what I mean? You got yourself a fully balanced meal that's fair in calories, you know what I mean? And protein and carbohydrates. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So what's it called? What else was there? So I had the ground beef, the sweet potato. Then I would do chicken, about 6 ounces of chicken and sweet potato.
Okay.
And then my last meal was 5 ounces of salmon with, I think, a half cup of rice.
Jesus Christ, that's 6 meals right there. But
6
that's when
meals.
you're competing to gain weight or to cut.
To cut.
Ooh,
that was
okay.
me on my journey to losing that from 197 to 170. That was my first 4 to 5 weeks.
170, yeah.
So I was eating 6 meals. Obviously, I was active. I was doing cardio and training. But dude, I was eating good, dude. I enjoyed. The only time I did not like my meal plan was when I was like the last 2 weeks of the competition, where I had to eat dry ground turkey. And that was probably the only thing I didn't like. The dry ground turkey. Yeah, that's about it.
Who kind of like let you know about that? Was that one of your coaches that told you, or your coach told you this is what you have to eat at the end of the competition?
Yeah, so I would
Or
send them my
before the
updates.
competition?
I would send them my updates, and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, good, keep going." Because if I'm still losing weight, there's no point in changing it. Okay.
Right.
And then and I think at any point I did not lose weight. They just changed up the meal plan because it was getting so close.
Okay.
So they would just change up my meal plan. Okay, here's your meal plan, and then I see it. I'm like, okay. Like there's nothing more for me to tell them other than. The only thing I asked of them was like, okay, the ground beef, I tried it for a week, not liking it.
Yeah.
Is there any alternatives I can do? They said, yeah, you can do cod or chicken. Perfect.
Okay.
Cod, I love cod. Super. You can eat like 5-10 ounces of cod, and the calories are very low, and the protein is very high. And 10 ounces of food is a lot, man. You'll get really full off of that.
I think for people like me who have a big appetite, don't think that's a big meal. But when you shrink your stomach, then it turns into like a big full meal. So just yesterday, I was like out playing golf, right? And on the weekends, I like to play golf and shit like that. So we're out there for 4 hours, 5 hours, hydrating, drinking water. But I'm like, man, I don't have enough time to go home. So the first thing I did was go to Chipotle.
Yeah, good choice.
And
good choice.
so, but it wasn't such a good choice because of the shit that I got in it.
What'd you
right?
get?
You know, I already got like the rice. I got extra rice, some beans. I got chicken. I got veggies. I got sour cream, the queso, and cheese. So it's really not healthy. But, you know, like stuff like that is just like so I've been shrinking my stomach lately, and then I finally ate the whole bowl. By the end of the bowl, I was like, damn, I can't really eat that much anymore. And so I was proud of myself there, but I wasn't proud that I killed it all. So I was like, oh man. But what is it that we can do to shrink our stomach while we're trying to get into that, you know, deficit where 10 ounces of chicken is full enough for us like it is for you. So your stomach is a lot smaller than mine because your food intake is a lot smaller. So you shrink your stomach, and so when you eat stuff like that, you're full and you're satisfied. Me, I have to eat double that, and that's not good.
And that'll make you full and satisfied, right?
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, you golfed for how many hours
4 hours.
before you had Chipotle?
Yes.
Okay. When was the time, did you eat before you golfed?
I did not, because it was like in the morning.
That's where you went wrong. If
Yeah.
you would have eaten before you golfed, then you would have had a more controlled Chipotle meal.
Ah.
See what I'm saying? Or if
Okay.
you would have had a snack with you while you were golfing,
Yeah.
or a diet soda or sparkling water. You see how like little things. It's not about shrinking your stomach. It's just about being consistent with your food intake. That way, your cravings are a lot lower. It's about losing weight. It's about feeling satisfied and not having cravings, or curving those cravings. I guess you could say, right? Because hey, we have a craving, we'll eat it. Trust me, could have avoided the
Sour cream and the cheese and all that shit.
by eating before you played golf. Then you would have had a controlled lunch, and then things like that. But also shrinking your stomach, right, and getting into the routine. It's just about getting into the routine of. My biggest thing is getting into the routine of 3 meals a day.
Okay.
3 meals a day. Focus on that. Then once you hone in on that, then you can, start focusing on protein and macros and carbs and stuff like that. But
So for the people out there that don't know what is macros and macros and
macronutrition.
yeah, macronutrition. Sorry,
Macronutrients.
Macronutrients. Can you explain that in your version?
So the way I understand it is, our nutrition intake is based off of food sources, right? Your protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates.
Okay.
And pretty much you need 60% protein, 30% carbs, and 10% fat for the like that's a basic rundown for a meal plan, right?
Okay.
And you can always adjust those variables. You can either have the same amount of protein, the same amount of carbs, and then a little bit of fat or more fats. It's just about how you adjust those food sources, right? And those numbers. I need X amount of proteins, X amount of carbs, and X amount of fats a day to get to my goal, whether it's gaining weight or losing weight, right? So that's how I can put macronutrients. It's just those are your food sources. No matter where you go to eat, you're gonna get a protein, a carb, and a fat.
Okay.
You're gonna get one or all. You're gonna get two or all three for sure. Like that's just how our nutrition is based off of. And
okay, so one more time, explain the percentage of what needs to be where and where, or what you need to get in.
So just for anybody, I would say 60% of your plate needs to be protein.
Protein, okay.
30% needs to be carbohydrates, and 10% needs to be fat. Okay. Now, what the hard part is identifying your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. Sure. Because it's a full list of protein, full list of carbs, and full list of fats. Because people think carbs will make you fat or fats will make you fat. And that's not the case. It's the quality of the food that you're eating. So there's a carb, and then there's a bad carb. So you got yourself a potato, that's a good carb, or you got yourself French fries, which is a bad carb because it's cooked in grease, oils, and fat. But it's still a potato, right? But it's because it got much more in it. Where a potato is a single ingredient, and that's the number one thing I can say is if it's a single ingredient food, it's good to go. Meaning, if it's an apple, if it's a pear, if it's an onion, those are single ingredient foods. If it's salmon, it's just salmon. If it's a chicken breast, it's just chicken breast. When it becomes not a single ingredient food is when you start putting oils on it, I guess seasonings, just extra calorie things or condiments on it.
Condiments.
That's when it becomes not a single ingredient food. But
I'm a big condiment guy. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, man. And condiments, I mean, who doesn't love condiments? But there's swaps for those too. So if you got yourself regular ketchup, you can go to like no sugar added ketchup, or you got barbecue sauce. There's no sugar added barbecue sauce, and they'll save you like a good amount of calories just by making that simple swap. Okay. Again, going back to swaps, man. I use sugar-free barbecue, sugar-free ketchup. I use low sodium soy sauce for my condiments. I use mustard too. Sugar-free syrup whenever I make my protein French toast or protein pancakes. You know what I mean? And I've literally, I never did it for anybody else. I didn't try to experiment. I just brought my stuff with me and I shared it with my friends, right? So I got 2 or 3 stories. Story number 1, I made my friends protein French toast with sugar-free ketchup. They enjoyed it. Okay. It tasted like regular French toast, tastes like regular syrup, but they don't care or know that it's lighter in calories, right?
Wow.
Story number 2 is I had friends come over for my birthday in May, and we cooked them burgers and stuff like that, and I had my ground chicken and sweet potato, my ground beef and sweet potato, and I put my no sugar added ketchup on my stuff, and I put it in the table, and everybody was using that with their French fries. And they're like, "Oh shit, this is no sugar add. Like this is light. It's a healthier ketchup, whatever." I was like,
"Interesting."
Yeah. They're like, "Oh man, it tastes just like the same."
Wow.
Third story. I'm at my birthday barbecue. Again, I'm cooking all this.
It seems like you have a birthday every 3 months.
Yeah, man. It was just May, man. May's always a good month.
Yeah, May's a good month.
It's me and my girl's anniversary. It's my birthday, and you got movies coming out. Anyway, so I'm barbecuing for my friends. I'm still sticking to my nutrition plan because I'm like 2 weeks away from my competition.
Okay.
But again, just because I'm cooking fajitas and French fries doesn't make me want to eat it because I'm on top of myself. I have my food with me, and I was drinking Diet Cokes like crazy that day too. But anyway, a good friend of mine that drinks sodas as well,
Yeah.
She was like, man, those Dr. Peppers you got, the zero sugar Dr. Peppers, they taste just like real Dr. Peppers.
Yeah.
So now her and another friend changed their Dr. Peppers to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like that they have great results or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
but
it's just little things like that. Like, oh shit, I can make a healthier choice and it still tastes as good. So
Yeah.
overall, it's always about finding swaps and things like that to make it feel like you're not on a diet, or to make it feel like you're not on some strict regimen, man. Because you want to enjoy your food, you want to enjoy your results, you want to enjoy the journey and the process overall.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this just thing where it's annoying, it's a chore. Oh, I can't wait till 12 weeks from now so I can just go back to eating the way I want to eat. You know what I mean? And it's gotta be when you get to that end goal. Now you know how to maintain, because now you know how to eat. Now you know how to have balance.
Okay.
Right? And that's ultimately when you understand your nutrition and you start to understand how to make better choices for yourself, whether you're at your goal or not, once you develop that mindset of how to understand your nutrition, once you get there and you do it like a reflex and not make yourself do it, that is when you ultimately make it.
Okay.
Because you're going to have that habit instilled in you, and once that's a part of you, it's going to be with you the next day, the next week, the next month, and then time's going to go by. That time's going to go by with that habit still in place. Imagine the results that will come along with it.
Right. So let's bounce a little bit on the mindset. I want to ask you a couple questions about mindset and a regimen and stuff like that. So one of my questions is, speaking of mindset, most people don't really start doing anything until they have a reason to. So like, for instance, a doctor appointment, or let's say for a wedding, right? People don't really start working out unless they're like, man, I'm about to get married. Let me get in shape for that, because when I start taking pictures, it's a one-time thing, a lifetime thing. Another thing, me gearing up for baseball season, for you, competition, for others, what motivation do they have?
Incentives, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Some type of incentives.
Exactly. So what, for the average person that says, man, I want to get in shape, I need to get in shape because I don't look good, I don't feel good, I just not where I want to be at. So I started gearing up for the incentives and for the show, because I want people to know that a guy like me who hit a wall, that used to be in shape, that's going through the process and is showing how it's going to be done, with expertise like you coming in and kind of teaching me and showing me, so that way I can give the knowledge to the people that, that need to know stuff like this. What incentives do you give for people that don't have any incentives? Or I'm sorry, what tips do you have for people that don't have any incentives?
So for people that don't have a wedding, or they don't have a competition, or they don't have something to get ready for, but they still want to get results, that's a lot of majority of my clients, right?
Yeah.
So for that, I would say it's about instilling good habits, right? Because for me or for you, if we know that, hey, we got to get ready for this in 2 months, then it's easy for us to say, okay, I can stop alcohol, I can stop junk food for 2 months.
We're going to go to the gym.
Right. We can be more regimented. Yeah. But if you don't have that incentive there, and it's just you're shooting with no target, or whatever the case may be.
I like that one. Yeah. A lot of people. Yeah. What do we shoot?
So with that, it's just going to be about learning habits, and it's about having a good coach or somebody telling you, okay, instilling the nutrition habits. That way you can, those type of people, and I have majority of my clients are the lifestyle. Like, I just teach them how to make good alcoholic beverage choices, how to make good snack choices, how to make good out when they go out to eat dinner choices. That way, the more that they're more mindful of what they're eating and consuming and still following a regimen, then over time they will see progress, right?
Yeah.
Now, if they buckled down and went full force, which I would want, you ideally would want every client to do, they will see results in a month or two, just like I got results in a month or two. Sure. It just take away all the distractions. But not everybody knows how to do all that, right? So it's about how to work with the distractions, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And when you're able to make mindful decisions day in, day out, those habits will carry you along the way throughout your journey. And over time, you might lose 50 pounds in 3 months and 6 months instead of 3 months, but still you still got there nonetheless, right?
Right.
That's all that matters, you know. So for those that don't have an incentive, it's just about learning how to be mindful and making the best decisions you can day in, day out. That way it'll compound and build up to the success you want to be.
Okay. So what kind of coach are you? Are you a coach that screams at them, motivates them, talks to them? Are you a therapist as well? Or let's say bouncing off the incentive part, do you scare them? Like, do you say, hey, if we don't get this done by the time you're this certain age with your habits, you're gonna be a statistic with heart disease and this and pancreatitis and blah 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 liver. So, like, what kind of coach do you think you are?
So I do have like first time clients, like they get a little nervous. Like, I don't know who you are. I love.
They look around,
I
like
like to
baby weights.
I love to make people comfortable, right? Because I know I've been through different phases of fitness. I've lost a lot of weight. I've gained weight. I've built muscle. I've leaned down. I've tried low carb diet. I've tried high protein diet. I've tried the balanced diet. I've done different phases of fitness with heavy lifting and high intensity. And I mean, I don't say I did it all, but I've got a lot of experience, right? So because of the experience I grew up with, or even over the years, I can know what you're going to go through when I put you through this certain type of exercise or when you eat this certain type of way.
Perfect.
So I just I kind of mold myself into them, right? I don't yell at none of my clients. I'm not a drill sergeant, but I do.
Imagine.
So when we come into the gym,
Rocky being a drill sergeant.
nah, man, yeah.
This is the chillest dude ever.
Yeah.
I can't see him
Don't
being a
get me
drill
wrong,
sergeant.
like when I'm working out with friends, we'll shoot the shit with, we'll go back and forth.
One more rep. Come on, you got this. No, none of that.
So no, not
Push it. Let's go. You know, slap him
when
in the chest.
I know somebody needs that push, then I'll be a little bit aggressive. But other
So
than that,
you're good at reading the room.
I'm
with
good
people.
at reading the room, exactly. So
You're
for
a good
example,
coach.
check it out. You're coming in for a workout. You're a beginner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna warm you up. We're gonna do a couple of exercises. I hate doing basic exercises like burpees and shit like that because it's just not me, right?
So
I want you to enjoy the workout. We're gonna do some simple movements, cool movements, and you're gonna have a good experience, right?
Yeah.
So I tell this to all my clients, like when they come in, especially my AM clients, like my 5 a.m., my 5:30 a.m.s, they're a little tired.
Jesus, this guy starts early, huh?
Yeah, man, I start early, dude. And I've been at it today since 5 or
Oh my
I'll
goodness.
explain that to you too. But anyway, so we'll warm them up, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of the workout, and then I'll cool them down, right?
Okay.
Because I know what it's like. I'm not just gonna put somebody into a quick a crazy workout, and then our session's done. I'll see you later, and then they're all wobbly and stuff. No, I understand what it's like. You know what I mean? So get them warming up, get the body waking up within the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're gonna spend a good, depending on how long the training with them, a good 30 to 40 minutes with the real work, and then the last 15, maybe 20 minutes, I usually cool down with abs or mostly core. You know what I mean?
That's cooling down. I would think cooling down is like stretching.
Well, in a sense, stretching, yes, it's ideal, but I like to cool them down because I do whenever I train abs. It's just on the floor. I don't do machines. I just do different variations of core of ab exercises. And the reason why I say it's a cool down is because you're not overexerting your body, but you're laying down. So in between sets, you can just kind of chill and lay down. Okay, next set, do your set. Okay, relax. And then once we're done with the ab training, we're done with the workout, and you're on the ground. And you feel a little bit refreshed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's a typical little breakdown for some of my sessions. Especially when I'm at the gym working with other trainers and the music's loud and you hear all these trainers with their clients and it's just for me I can't even think, and if I feel like my client is huffing and puffing and if I can't even hear them, I'm sure that they're feeling overwhelmed with all this energy going on. So I'll take them to a quieter part of the gym to where it's more serenity.
Okay.
Because I've had clients, it's so much going on, and they have to quit the session because they're too overwhelmed.
That's happened before.
They're out of breath. Not walked out, but be like, hey, can we cut? Can we end it? Can we end it early today?
Yeah.
They're nauseated. They're you know what I mean, out of breath. And normally when I can tell someone is kind of getting into that fatigueness, I'm like, all right, let's go to this side of the gym, and I can tell like, okay, we're not gonna do any more like exerting movements, we'll start cooling down. We'll start doing some core work, things like that.
Okay.
So I like to read people and work with them where they're at, and go based off that. Now, when it comes to the hard talks, none of my clients really came at me like, oh, I didn't lose weight, this isn't this. Because honestly, if it's a one-on-one session, we have talks over, progress, nutrition, what the week's like, kind of just consulting during the workout. And then usually at the end of the session, I'll leave them off with what to work on that day or that week or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's coaching overall. I see it as coaching and not trainer. You're not hiring me for badass workouts. You're hiring me to change your mindset, to change your habits, right? Okay. And I learned that. I have two coaches, man.
Yeah.
I have a business coach, and then I have my trainers that tell me what to, you know what I mean? And it's true. A coach does need a coach. And I've got myself very, very far up until this past 2 years. But now it's just because I worked with what I got at the time, beginning of what we're talking about, worked with what I got, what I learned, it took me very far. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't growing as much then.
Yeah,
I was still making good progress, and I was implementing new things. But once I was able to invest into help, even better, man. Okay. It takes away all the guesswork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So don't be afraid to spend the money on the right coaching, on the right advice, the right nutritionist. Don't be afraid. Don't say, I can't afford it. Don't say, I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? Right?
Exactly.
Because you're investing in your own life. You're investing in your future.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I can't afford it. How can I afford
it? Be resourceful. Trust me, man. You'll be resourceful when those Jordans drop or when those Beyonce tickets drop.
Bro.
You'll borrow money.
You'll borrow money. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to... Now, don't get me wrong, man. I've literally signed up people like that because I've reached out to them. It was perfect timing. Oh, man, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
And they see the value. They know I need this help. And there's some people on the fence, but I'm never twisting anybody's arm. I just ask the right questions as far as how important is it to them. And if it's not that important, I'll check in with you later on. That's fine. Sure. No hard feelings. But like I said, it is on everybody's mind. Like I said in the beginning, it's something that is.
Right.
And at the same time, when somebody gets to a moment that they need to do something, then that's when they'll.
That's when yeah.
And it's okay. I mean, people go through different phases. It's a psychological thing. It's a priority thing as well. Just like people will prioritize buying those Beyonce tickets or those Jordans. Hey, man, it's about seeing the value. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, man. I mean, it's just overall when it comes to the helping people or the business of it, and even somebody that's looking in on hiring somebody, it's you want to make sure you're hiring somebody that's good, because there's so many cookie cutter fitness people out there that just
boring ass shit. This something I wanted to get away from the industry on the YouTube side, right? I want to be somebody that is not the cookie cutter guy who's already jacked and in shape. No disrespect to anybody out there who's been there, but I kind of want to see like a different side of fitness, right? If I can provide that type of fitness where, hey, this guy was in shape, but now he's big and now he's losing the weight, but can explain the process, I think it turns out to something different that people can see and be inspired.
Because
I want to inspire.
And this is where I understand where most people are coming from. Because people think, oh, man, if I want to get in shape, I got to work out 6 times a week. I got to meal prep my food. And my goal is to debunk all of those gym myths.
Same here.
You know what I mean?
Same here.
Because I don't want fitness to be, or health and fitness or getting results to be something to be scared of or be intimidated by. I want it to be something that you can see yourself doing just by applying certain things that you enjoy.
Differently, more
You know
fun.
what I mean?
I'm more of a fun guy. Like, I won't run on the treadmill for 20 minutes.
Sports.
Yes, exactly. I won't run on the treadmill for 20 minutes, but you'll see my ass playing basketball for 3 hours. That's something that I enjoy. And I don't even know how much calories I burn, but I know that I'm busting my ass.
That's all that matters, man. Don't worry. I mean, I tell everybody, don't worry about those numbers, man, because those numbers, the only things we should be stressing about is our work and our family life, right? Everything else, I feel like, is just falls to the wayside, right? So if your work pays your bills for your family or whatever, right? So if you're stressing about work and money and your family, why do you want to stress about what you're putting in your body? How many calories is it? Just know, eat your protein, eat good quality food, and be active. Simple.
You heard it from the man.
That's
you got to
like-
get your protein.
That's like the bare bones minimum to even get started.
Yep.
Then once you get in the routine and you start plateauing, then you can start looking more in depth on, okay, calorie counting, macro, or programming your workouts, things like that. But just
I
those
definitely
three
want to
variables.
talk about that in the next episode if we ever get relink again,
Yeah.
because this was a great episode. So I mean, this is kind of like the beginning of what's going on. And so you're a great coach. I'm not gonna lie to
Appreciate
you.
it,
You
man.
know, as the business side, you're learning as a young entrepreneur. So I applaud that. And you're learning how to sell it. You're learning how to live it. And you're learning and you're showing it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this guy here, I mean, I could tell it. He could sell me some workout regimen. So where can we find you at, right? What's your hourly? I want to see. Not saying typically what's your schedule like, but you know, for a client that's out there that doesn't know you but knows me, that can, you know, I can attest to this. Where can they find you, and what's your hourly, or if that's something you want to discuss? You're more than welcome to.
If you want to reach me, Instagram, Facebook, my Instagram is rocky.rdz.
Okay.
.rdz.
.rdz.
And what's it called? Facebook, first name, last name, Eric Rodriguez, Eric with a C.
And that's a picture of you and your physique, right? In your shorts.
No.
What happened to that one?
No, that's on my Instagram. My Facebook is me in a suit.
Oh,
me in a
that's
suit with the
right.
medal.
That's right.
A little
This
bit more,
dude.
yeah, because I have family on there and shit like
Yeah.
that. You know, even though I have family on Instagram, but
Right.
And then as far as my services go, man, I have group training, I have semi-group training, I have one-on-one training, and I do online coaching, right?
Look at that.
So I help people in different varieties, different price ranges. So it all, you know, it just depends on what the person needs and what they want to start with overall, you know. And that's why whenever, I can share with you. I mean, literally, I couldn't share with you my prices because it's a long list of options. But it comes down to a consultation call to see what you need help with, how much help you might need, and then like plug you into the right program that might suit you, you know, and things like that. So
you work a lot through the gram and Facebook. That's where usually you contact or your clientele's, besides word of mouth, like social media wise. That's where you go to.
Facebook, Instagram. I don't TikTok yet or like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, YouTube. I dabbled with it, but it's not. Yeah, for sure. Instagram and Facebook are my go-to socials.
Okay. So this guy has group training, one-on-one consultations, and other varieties. What's stopping you guys? Get with this guy. He
break it
seems
down,
like he's
man.
phenomenal. He gains weight, loses weight, gets in competition shape, and you should see how phenomenal he is. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, last two things I want to talk about is your competition. How many competitions have you entered, and how many times have you won, or what have you been critiqued, and what have you learned, and what is something like that you can like give a feedback for? What's your physique? What's your weight?
Yeah.
What's your idea? Who do you compete against? And we'll go.
I just love talking this stuff, bro. Like, it just flows out of me so naturally because I just want everybody to understand, right? Just like how you do, right? All right. First question is, how many competitions have I done?
Yes.
Man, so it took me. I compete in the WBFF. It is not the NPC or IFBB like you see where the big bodybuilders go to.
Okay.
It is a separate federation similar to bodybuilding, but they're not as big like that, like Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman, right?
Okay.
It's more of a modeling look and fashion, right?
Okay.
Now, the reason why I got into them, just a quick side story, is because a lot of the big Instagram influencers back in the day, like 2011, 2012, they got exposed through this federation and they built great careers out of it.
Okay.
Because of the networking stuff that comes with it. And then now those that started early on, they're just doing their own thing now. Like, they're still fit and they still do the thing. They don't compete as much or at all because you don't really get much out of the competition aspect. You get more of what you do with it, right? So that's kind of what I saw myself doing, is just using it as a platform to inspire, engage, and network, really, right? So that's kind of why I started competing. And I chose them because of this one person that I followed. I was like, I want to do what he did. And I just saw myself not doing NPC. And I point at this because I know it's Jay Cutler. And
I don't know what I was thinking back then, bro. I just honestly, my designer, I drew up a mock-up, and he's like, "Man, let's just put a regular guy." I said, "I guess."
Oh no, for sure.
So I was like,
But the reason
Please
why,
forgive me, guys.
but the reason why I didn't go down the NPC, the IFBB, who you typically see, those are the bigger names, the famous people, or they get the bigger prize money, is because I knew what it take to get to that level, and I wasn't willing to do those things because it just didn't line up with my morals as a coach. And there's nothing wrong with it. And obviously, it's about like PEDs and things like that, right?
okay, so we're talking about the trend and all that stuff.
Yeah, all that, you know.
Yeah, you're all natural, 100% natural.
100%.
Perfect.
Um,
So then a lot of these normal people can relate to us, right? Because we're natural, you're natural, and you're not actually having a substance that can help you recover faster and say, God, how's he doing it? And I'm doing the same stuff he's doing.
because I
What's the result?
was that regular person that said, "Oh, I want to take what they're taking, like the supplements,
Did
and
you
eat the
really?
way they do." You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm talking about supplement wise.
Ah, okay,
you see
okay.
in the magazines, oh, they're taking that protein, they're taking that creatine, and they're eating like this, and they're training like this. I can do that, so I did that, and I got there, and then it never not once discouraged me to be like, "Oh man, now I know I got to get on that level. That's what I got to do." When I got there, I saw that I can get there, and I saw, okay, I might not look as big as they are, but I still got here nonetheless. I still look good. You know what I mean? And so, because I was tricked into thinking hard work, good nutrition, good supplementation will get you there, competition wise, it got me there. But a lot of people are leaving out. A lot of big names or competitors are leaving out that last variable, which
Yep.
can be the PED use, which is
Yep.
nothing wrong with it. It's just as common as marijuana or alcohol. It doesn't make you a bad person. I was misled, but because I wanted to, I just don't see myself getting into that how do you say it, into that realm, only because it just seems like too much to be another thing to be to keep up with. You know, I got my nutrition, I got my training, I got my supplements, and then to get a part of that, and then to when you get off of your stuff, as far as I know, you still got to take other stuff to counter the other stuff, and it's just too much for me. You know what I mean? So
I feel like it's a whole nother science you have to figure it out
It
before
is,
you
and I listen
destroy
to-
your body.
And I listen to a lot of it too, and it's like I'm like, damn, people are just taking this for this to
Yeah,
counter
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I'm just like, that's fine. It just doesn't entertain me. And I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with going to these competitions knowing I might get smoked, but as long as my journey was good and I look good and I can inspire others, great. That's
So
all.
you even in your league, I would say they still have unnatural athletes there.
They do. There's some athletes that are natural, and there's
Yeah.
some that are unnatural. And again, nothing against them. It's just my personal preference on how I want to go about it.
Do you know what would be legit if we can make a league that's all natural?
They do have those. They do have those. They're just not big because they're not
because they're not as
exciting.
defined.
They're not as
exciting.
Yeah.
Them, you know.
But for me, as
I'll
a
just kidding, I'm not
competitor,
gonna make a league. I'm not gonna
as a
make a league.
competitor, it's about what I do with it for myself and my life. I'm not letting a win or a competition define
Right.
who I am as a person, right? Or as
Right.
if I'm successful or not. Which is why it took me 7 competitions to turn pro.
So you have a pro card
in this
In that-
federation.
in
In this
federation, okay.
federation, yeah. And then so 7 competitions minus I did do 1 NPC show, so that was my very first show as NPC. So I would say 8 competitions, 7 in the WBFF to turn pro, and then I've done the Bahamas, I've done Las Vegas, Florida, and then I just got done competing in Beverly Hills. So 7 plus 4, that's what, 11.
Yeah.
11 competitions. Now, crazy story. Your first question was how many competitions? 11.
3 a year, 2 a year.
I would say about 2 a year.
Okay.
2 a year. 2020, obviously, that was a crazy year. Did not compete that year. Now, the crazy thing is, my physique was, I knew my physique. I got it in shape. I knew what I needed to do up until I turned pro.
Okay.
Now, after my pro, I feel like my progress has been digressing because either, don't get me wrong, I'm fit, I get it, yeah, you know, all that stuff. But from what I see as a competitor in the pro level and what I used to bring as an amateur, it hasn't been clicking, right?
Okay.
But I know for a fact that this coming August when I compete, I'm finally going to figure out that formula that I've been missing, because what I went wrong was when I turned pro, I'm gonna bulk up, and I competed at 177 or 175, and took like 8 months off, and I gained like to 215. I'm gonna bulk up, and then I'm gonna do the same thing to cut back down. And I did. I lost the 40 pounds for my pro debut, but because I lost it so fast, my body didn't look the way it looked when it turned pro. So whatever, competed, did fine. I was like, I'll do it again another time. Gained the weight back, cut down real quick. Body still didn't look the same. Oh, it's fine. I'll figure it out another time. Gained the weight back, brought it back down. Oh, I looked okay. Didn't bring what I wanted to bring, but it was good enough, or for me, it was still fit enough, but wasn't what I'm trying to get to. Gained the weight back. Then this past competition took me a while to take it serious, got good results, but still didn't look the way I wanted to look, right? Again, since turning pro, it's been getting to a subpar physique, gaining weight, getting to a subpar physique, gaining weight, getting to a subpar physique, gaining weight. Now, this past competition, I lost the weight, got to a subpar physique, and I took 2 weeks off. And I was going to tell you the story earlier, but okay, so recently, this is my first week back in training. Good. So I went from 197, like I said, to 170. Okay.
In 8 weeks. Damn. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
30 pounds in 2 months.
Yeah, man.
Hardcore.
Yeah, man. And
that's something I want to do. If you can let me know how to do that, bro, I'm in.
And I'll tell you, man, I mean, okay, aside from the cardio and the training, and I told you my meal plan.
Yeah.
I loved the meal plan. I loved it. Okay. And I was so full. So when they took it away, the oatmeal, and they took away the ground beef the last 2 weeks, I couldn't wait to get back on the oatmeal, and I couldn't wait for the ground beef. So when I got done with my competition, yes, I had alcoholic beverages and I had desserts, man. But once I got home from my trip, I got back on that original meal plan. But in between those meals, I had cookies, I had McDonald's, but I still stayed on my regimen, I still stayed on my cardio, and I was eating clean and eating dirty. And still doing this. I was doing the same thing, plus the alcohol and the junk food, right?
Yep.
So I went from 170. When I did my first check-in 2 weeks later, I went from 170 to 190.
Ooh.
Right? Now, do you think, this is a question, do you think I gained 20 pounds of fat, or do you think it was just water and bloat? Truthfully.
Were you lifting?
I was on the same regimen. I
think maybe 60% of it was muscle and the rest was water.
I would say so. Typically, when you get done competing, you're so depleted. You're like a raisin. Once you fill back up with water and regular food, you're gonna gain the weight back, right? Just like a crash diet, right? So Jeez. I did not gain 20 pounds of fat, because this is what happened. The variables that I added was the junk food and the alcohol.
Okay.
The exercise was the same. The food was the same. Once I took away those two variables, kept the nutrition cleaner, kept the exercise still going. Monday I was 190. I gained 20 pounds. By Thursday, I was back to 180.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So that just shows you that the moral of that story is, when you take a break from a regimen and you see the scale go up, that does not mean you gain fat. That just means you're just gaining water and sodium and bloat. Sure. Because the true indication of fat is when your pant sizes go up.
Right. Inches,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like doing a lot of stuff on the scale or focusing on the scale. I like to focus on the waistline.
Gotcha.
So people do that for Thanksgiving. Oh, I gained 15 pounds over Thanksgiving. No, you didn't. It's just water. Just get back into your regimen, and I guarantee that weight will come back off. Now, if over Thanksgiving you went up a belt loop or a pant size, then you gain some weight. But other than that, it's always just bloat. So that's the moral of that story.
Okay.
Now, again, back to me trying to find that physique. I am now at a good striking distance to where I still have 8 more weeks, but I have a good starting point now compared to losing the 25 to 30 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Now I only need to lose like 5 or 6 pounds.
Jeez.
So I have about 8 weeks to lose about 5, maybe 10 pounds more. And that's plenty of time for me to finally get to where I've been wanting to get to. And I believe the reason why I've been having a hard time finding that groove is because getting older, metabolism changing, and that's why I had to hire somebody finally. I was like, you know what, I'm tired of trying to figure it out for myself. Let me see what I can learn. And honestly, from the coaches that I hired, Team Dynasty, they did nothing special with me. It was just me remembering how simple it was. Protein, carbs, regimented, doing your training. That's all I did in the beginning, and that's all they had me doing now. You know what I mean? And that was my ultimate lesson, was do exactly what you've been doing. It's just I was too relaxed on myself. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I can have some wine. I can have some champagne. I can have a dessert. It's fine. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And then I wasn't losing any weight, or I wasn't getting leaner. And once I put my money where my mouth was, and I was like, all right, well, I'm paying them. I don't want to. The meal plan says this is what I got to eat, so there is no snacks in between.
Right.
But luckily, I'm very busy. That I'm always go. But I drink a lot of diet sodas in between, a lot of sparkling waters, and that's how I kind of keep myself in check. But your question was how many competitions? 11. My experience. That was my experience. Was I knew what I was doing then. Then once I turned pro, I just couldn't get that right balance. I probably gained too much weight. But now I'm finally, after since 2018 I turned pro, so since then I'm finally finding a good groove for myself to get back to where I used to be personally. And that's the reason why I haven't jumped into PEDs. That's the reason why I compete with the WBFF. That's the reason why.
Is that a goal of yours?
What's that?
To compete and
No, I do compete with them already.
But to get on the PEDs and to
no. I'm saying like
to bigger stages and stuff like that.
No, I don't see myself competing like on the Olympia or something like that. Like, nah, it's not a goal of mine. But like that's why I don't do PEDs. That's why I compete with the WBFF. Everything I've explained overall. That's how many competitions I've done. It's because it's a personal journey. You know what I mean? It's a personal journey.
100%. It's a grind. Dude. It's a sport.
It is a sport. But also, man, the people I meet, amazing people. You influencers as well from all over the world. You know, and they're just, you see these people, sometimes you might look at them as celebrities online, but when you meet them in person, they're just regular people, you know what I mean? Yeah. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some people that can be full of themselves too, but I rarely run into those type of people, and that's them, that's fine. Yeah. But it's about why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to build a social media name? Why do you want to compete? Why do you know what I mean? And overall, for me, the reason why I compete, the reason why I do what I do for business, or the reason why I compete mostly is because I just want a good life for me and my girlfriend.
And because you love it. You love the fitness.
I love it, dude. It's a second language to me. You know what I mean?
This guy in high school was like, were you benching 300? I think.
Dude, no, I was very fit in high school. I just wasn't that strong, but I was very fit. Because I grew up boxing.
You were boxing, like that. That's right. You were very skinny. You always had a six pack. The only thing that changed was just more muscle.
A little bit more muscle, yeah.
That's it. Everything else stayed the same since I think 9th grade. So he stuck with it. I didn't. You can tell the results.
Yeah,
the guy's in shape. Look at his social media page. I promise you, this guy here with his shirt off. He's looking pretty good, giving you flowers,
best, man.
But I can tell you that much, you look better than me. I mean, you and I were both 150 at one point. Now I'm like 205, in between 205 to 210.
Right.
Because, I mean, stupid shit, losing weight. Stupid shit, losing weight. So...
And overall, it's about learning and implementing, because when I started competing, I didn't have a coach. I just knew good nutrition. I knew how to exercise. So I just applied it. You know what I mean? I applied whatever I thought I knew or whatever I learned from somebody that was older than me and more wiser. And I always implement. If there's somebody that's doing what you want to do, pick their brain, man. Pick their brain. That's my biggest thing.
And that's what the show's about, man. Bringing guys like you, good experts that's been through the grind, been through the hustle, and knows what it takes to get there because they've seen the results. They've seen the process, right? Trust the process, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would say. I'm a coach myself for, 12-year-old kids, 13-year-old kids. And the one thing that really drives me nuts is they jump ship over a year. And I'm
like
just like,
another team or something?
Yeah, or like 2 months, 3 months or whatever. And they don't see like the culture, because it's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I'm just saying that.
But I'm sure whenever some of these kids bring up some of their troubles, through experience how to help them understand.
Yes.
Through your experience. Same thing I do with fitness. There's no different. Coach is a coach. It's about I learned there's no difference from the coach of the New England Patriots and the coach of the Texans. It's about how they teach, how they put their teachings into their players or into their clients, and helping them understand and implement and be great too. It's literally about how you how do you relay the information? That's all it is. Because we all know the delivery,
you know?
Yeah.
The relationships
and
that
we
you
all
have with
know
them.
to get fit is good eating, exercise.
Right.
But
Everybody knows that.
But it's about how you relay that information.
Right.
And I'm all about simplicity and understanding, even for myself. I want to be able to understand why that is the way it is and understand it for myself so I can simplify it and then I can now apply it and then, pass it down.
Yeah, sometimes I read the room wrong, even though I try, because I'm old school, bro. Like, if you tell me I'm a fat ass, I'm going to take to heart and run.
Mm-hmm.
But some people, when you call them fat, they
They'll just
pull you
break
to the
down.
side and they're like, hey, can you please not say that out loud?
Yeah.
And I have that happen before. I'm not, going to state who or what, but, because my old school mindset and the coaches and the hardcore people that I've had growing up, my dad's hardcore, my coaches were hardcore back in the day. It's a new era, it's a new, age where people talk things out now. And I'm just like, you have a good trait of that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really pick that up until I started having to learn that, because I lost a lot of good people because of that. And I'm like, man, why are you like, so I wouldn't say soft, but like, how are you not delivering it right? Because I'm a different person. So
Right off the bat.
yeah,
for
right.
sure.
So I noticed that as a coach that I am learning myself that the delivery is everything.
Yeah, build that relationship first, and then once you're like comfortable, then you can start calling them fat ass or fucking slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta have that
they
little
know
balance.
you already. They
You're
know
right.
where you're coming from. But if you're just a
Right.
total stranger, they're coming at them. Yeah, you're right about that. Definitely reading the room and filling it out. Because that's happened to a client of mine when he was with a separate trainer, and that trainer called his son a or something like that, and he didn't like that. You know what I mean? And it's because there was no from that trainer to call my client's son a pussy. He obviously was coming from a motivational state. But
Right.
you don't know my kid like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So nowadays, or I'll say in general, is just read the room
Right.
and know how to kind of get on people's level before you can start
Right.
kind of pushing them a certain way.
Honestly, before I made those mistakes, sometimes I already know what's gonna, like, even if the end result comes with an L, I'm still gonna do it because I want to see the reaction out of the person. I'm that type
Taking
of
that
person.
risk. Taking that risk.
I take a lot of risk, and 75% of it kind of works. I get to see who you are. How do you respond when you get punched in the face? Not literally, but
Yeah.
metaphorically speaking. Whenever push comes to shove, how are you gonna react to adversity, right? So I like to risk it, but with love, right? I'm not saying it as in like a jerk. Sometimes it might come off as a jerk, but when I say stuff like that, I want to see the type of reaction or what type of person you are by me pushing those buttons right off the bat. Hey, you don't know me. I don't know you. Who are you to tell me this? Who are you to tell me that? But because I have such good history, good background, good knowledge, and my training, good, whatever. What's the word I'm looking for? Because I have good experience, right? Good experience. My background speaks for me, so therefore they look at me crazy, but at the same time they respect.
They know that there's going to be a
They
positive
respect
result.
me,
Yeah.
So I give off that feel, that aura, that hey, you're gonna respect me because this is what my background says, and this is what I show. Right before I call them out on their BS, I'll break it down and I'll play and I'll work somebody. One of the kids, I have good glove work. I got good bat speed. I know how to hit the ball, this and this and that. So they'll see that and they'll be impressed. So therefore, before I call them out, I show them that I'm not going to call them out without letting them know that I can do it better than they can. Now, if I was a guy that didn't know what the hell I was doing, all I did was just talk, then it can come off the wrong way, right?
But you have experience. You know where you're
Exactly. Just like you. I'm sure that you can get to that relationship level because your experience speaks it for itself. All you got to do is just take off your shirt and the client's going to be like, all right, I guess you can call me a fat ass. And you're right. I am eating wrong, right? Call them out on their shit. You're right. I had a bad weekend, but it's all right. I'm going to call you out with love, but let's get back on track.
Exactly.
Right. So the last thing I want to touch on before we get out of here, man, we had a great conversation.
Yeah.
For a fat ass like me, trying to get back in shape, what are some tips and advice besides the simple stuff, like not just keep it clean, keep it eat? Give me like a regimen, right? I'm 207 pounds. How many, I've heard something like you have to eat like 200 grams of proteins in a day.
Per body weight.
Per body weight. Can you break that down for me? How much more or less of a cup of rice that I need to eat? Or do I need to switch over just to whole foods like regular veggies, stuff like that. Keep away from the starchy carbs and get to the veggies. From how much more fruit should I eat? How much more calories should I burn? How much should I intake? And how much should I burn? So our bodies naturally burn about 1,700 calories just to live. Us talking, we're burning calories, moving, whatever. Yeah. So if we burn another 500-600 on a Stairmaster, right? Or 1,700, 500-600. We're at what? 2,500 calories to say overall through the Stairmasters, and just kind of working out, lifting a little bit. 2,500. How much do we intake without feeling depleted, but feeling good and being that caloric deficit? Because I'm big on caloric deficit, right? The less you eat, the more you work out, the more weight you're gonna burn. But I don't want to feel like I'm going to pass out. So, maybe like a little small wrap up of, hey, you're 200 pounds. What's your goal weight? How tall are you? Shit that you do for consultations.
For sure. I got you. Yeah.
The body
Simple
stuff. Maybe next time we can hit the little body thing, body fat scale, and then go from there. And what I need to do once a week to drop 3 pounds a week for the next 5-6 months.
Okay, so number one, are you exercising?
Yes.
How many times a week?
3 times a week.
3 times a week. Is that...
This is my first consultation, guys, by the way.
Is this... is it sports or is it weight training?
So it's a combination of both, right? I'll go play some basketball, but then I'll go lift some weights.
Okay, so when you play basketball, how many times are you playing basketball?
I'd say one time out of the week. Man, that shit's hard.
Okay, no, it's
hard
scheduling
for me,
Okay, how many times are you lifting weights?
About 2-3 times a week.
So 2-3 times a week.
But I'll hit the Stairmaster. I'll hit the Stairmaster
right.
10 minutes a day.
Okay, so
that's a lot of calories.
So you're doing the Stairmaster 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And you're doing weight training 3 times a week.
Give or take, yeah. Let's say 2 max.
2, minimum 2.
Yeah, minimum 2. Yeah,
minimum 2. Okay.
Max 3.
So you got 7 days a week. You're getting 5 days a week, 10 minutes on the Stairmaster. 4 days.
3 days out of the week on the Stairmaster.
Out of 7 days, so 3 days you're on the Stairmaster. 2 days out of the 7 days,
some weight training.
You're doing some weight training. So you're being active. You're working out. Technically, you're moving your body 5 times a day. Technically, right?
Yeah, but I do it the same day.
Right.
Okay.
So, but you gotta separate the cardio and the weight training, right? Because there's 2 different forms of exercise.
Okay.
So you're active, right? Now, how many times a day are you eating?
Twice a day.
And you're doing
2 big meals.
You're fasting, right?
Fasting right now. And I'm going to go eat a big ass meal right now.
Are you committing to fasting or are you open to different implementation? And it's about how you want to go about it.
Right. I just want to know what's more effective for me, right? And this is why we're kind of having this conversation.
From what you're telling me about your Chipotle experience with golfing, those eating patterns are the reason why it's hard for you to lose weight, because you're eating so much and you're so hungry and your cravings are so high that you just kind of don't even focus on or mindful of what you're doing.
Okay.
So I think the biggest thing is to implement a breakfast.
Okay. A light breakfast or a heavy breakfast?
A balanced breakfast.
Okay.
So a light breakfast, if you're on the go, you don't care about cooking, protein shake, and a piece of fruit. I would say it's a light breakfast and a balanced breakfast. But if you have time to cook, then have yourself eggs or egg whites or both, and some toast.
Okay.
Two pieces of toast, maybe 3 pieces really, because bread isn't if you look at the macronutrients on bread, super fair. Very low in calories, very low in carbs. People just think bread is bad because that's just what we're...
All the gluten and shit.
And that's what's been passed down. And it's not that bad. So
any kind of bread or natural bread?
So
there's bleached bread, there's Sunbeam, which is fire, but you can't be eating that.
No, honestly, any bread. If you look at the calorie intake, it's going to be between 60 to 70 calories and about 13 grams of carbs per bread.
Okay.
So it's not too bad. So okay, what do you like? Give me your carb choices for breakfast. Do you like tortillas? Do you like oatmeal? Do you like toast? What would you prefer?
Man, I stay away from tortillas, honestly, bro, because of that.
So oatmeal or bread? Oatmeal,
but man, the thing about me is I get that brown sugar oatmeal. I gotta get plain oatmeal, I would say. Plain oatmeal.
So you like oatmeal?
Yes, I like oatmeal.
You want it to taste good?
Very good.
Okay.
It
doesn't have to be the oatmeal from the package because that's where it's all sugar.
Yeah.
So do you like eggs?
I do. I love eggs, bro.
Cool.
I cook shit out of eggs.
Simple meal plan for you, dude. Simple meal plan. I would go with 3 eggs.
In the morning?
In the morning for breakfast.
With yolk?
With yolk.
Okay.
Just keep it simple. 3 eggs, and then get yourself half a cup of oats. Because if you put water in it or oat milk, it's gonna fill up, right?
What about the almond milk?
Almond milk.
Okay.
Almond milk's great.
Perfect.
About a cup of almond milk. Because, dude, if you look at the almond milk macros, 30 calories per serving. Nothing.
Jesus
no
Christ.
carbs. Right? Anyway.
A cup, right? Per serving is a cup?
Mhm.
Oh, even better, because a cup's...
And it makes
That
it
big?
taste so good. So if you want your oatmeal to taste good, put Splenda in it, bro.
Really?
As many packets as you feel you need for sweet.
Really?
And some cinnamon. I guarantee you're gonna fall in love like I did.
Okay. Can I put some bananas in it?
You
is that too
can't.
much sugar?
No, it's fine. It's not a bad. Bananas are fine.
Okay.
I would say add the bananas into it. But if you feel like you're not losing weight, take away the bananas. Because it's about taking away variables, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So simple
Give and
breakfast,
take
yeah.
every time.
Simple,
Okay.
simple meal.
3 eggs, half a cup
half a cup of oats, and then to make it taste good, Splenda and cinnamon.
and some...
And some bananas.
Almond milk.
Almond milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, perfect. Okay.
Simple.
Meal number 1. Is that... So, now, quick question. Is it more effective to get your cardio workout in before that meal or after? Morning fasted
Simple.
cardio.
The best
I
way to
think
do
is-
it. The best way to do it is do it at your convenience. Get it done regardless. If
Okay.
you could do it first thing in the morning, great. If you can't, don't feel bad about getting it done at some point in the day. Like right now, I had 2 meals in, and I did some weight training.
Ooh,
you know, and so I'm gonna
Busy
go do
guy.
cardio probably around 4 o'clock today or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna go for a walk.
Yeah.
Is it not as effective because I'm not doing fast? No, I'm still getting it done.
Okay.
You're still gonna expect. So don't worry about the science on post workout cardio, pre workout cardio. Just
Morning
as long as
fasted cardio and
get
stuff
it,
like
just
that.
get it done. Get your body moving, right?
You hear that, guys? Just get it done.
Just get it done. Just get it
Okay.
done.
So then after that, let's say my day starts.
So
So we're
then
getting
you'll
close
have-
to 11 o'clock.
So you'll have your 2 meals that you typically have. The only thing different for you is going to be the first meal. Everything else should be about the same. Now, okay, what is your favorite protein source? Give me your top 2.
Dude, I'll kill some chicken, and I love steaks. So,
Okay.
but I'll kill some chicken.
So chicken. So you got, let's say chicken and steaks, right?
Mhm.
A balanced meal is a protein, a carbohydrate, and a vegetable. Balanced meal, right?
Okay.
So for meal number 2, what would be your protein source? Chicken or steak?
I think I'm just gonna stick to lean white meats like chicken.
So chicken. Okay.
Yeah, the
cool.
whole time.
So boom. So meal number 2, chicken. Carb sources. Give me your top 2 carb sources.
say veggies. Like
No,
maybe
that's a
not-
vegetable.
That's not a carb.
I
I mean,
would say
it's a low intake carb, but it's a carb. Low
Carbs. A carb that can be misconstrued as a vegetable would be like a potato.
Okay.
So-
Sweet potatoes. I love some sweet potatoes.
So sweet potatoes and what else? Give me another carb.
I guess some dirty rice.
Dirty rice. So overall,
Which is regular rice.
yeah,
white rice.
Right, dirty rice falls under the category as rice.
Okay.
Because there's so many variations of rice.
Oh,
you can do
rice.
basmati. You can
What
do
about
jasmine.
pasta? Pasta is a good
Pasta
carb.
is a good carb, but for weight loss, you would
No,
want to.
okay,
Yeah, you
okay,
want to
that's
make
more of
sure
a
you
gain
limit
weight.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you
so
can.
no pasta, boys.
I would just
And-
limit. I
and
would
women.
limit it. I just would limit it for sure. And I won't say
Okay.
no, like don't do it, because you can incorporate it, but you want to eat more and feel satisfied, right?
Mhm.
So your carb sources, your favorite carb sources, is sweet potato and rice in any variation, right? Okay, so you chose chicken breast and sweet potato or white rice or rice.
White rice. We'll stick to the white rice.
So chicken breast and white rice. Okay.
Okay.
And what vegetable source do you like?
Man, I like me those steamed, like steamed veggies, like carrots and
Okay.
peas. and-
Perfect.
I like
You could-
asparagus. I
You
ain't
can
gonna
buy
lie.
it like a variety pack like
Yeah,
that,
and
or
I'll
asparagus.
steam it.
So what would you choose? Mixed vegetables or asparagus?
Man, I feel like mixed vegetables get me more full, and
Okay.
asparagus is just little bites here and there. But I mean, some grilled asparagus, that shit's fire.
If you
Oh
saute
my
them.
god! Yes, exactly. Saute. Okay, saute vegetables is where I'm at.
And that's perfect. Again, make sure you spray, not oil.
Okay.
And you can put lemon pepper on them.
Can I put some soy sauce in it?
A little light. If you do, I will go with the low sodium.
Okay.
Just because again, you want to save the calories, right? So right now, meal number 2, you got chicken breast, sweet potato, and what will be your vegetable?
It's sauteed.
Sauteed, mixed, or
mixed. Yeah, we'll do some
So
mixed.
boom, meal number 2, chicken, sweet potatoes, sauteed, mixed vegetables.
Well, let's do the rice. Chicken, rice.
No, we said rice. Not bad.
Yeah,
chicken,
chicken,
rice,
white rice.
and mixed vegetables.
Okay.
Boom. That's your second. meal.
1 cup. 1 cup of the rice and 1 cup of the vegetables. Okay, because you don't want to eat too much rice.
Honestly, with the vegetables, you could do like 2 cups, man. Because
Oh, really?
vegetables.
Oh, yeah, vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
With
low.
the rice, you got to keep it limited.
You minimum at least 1 cup, right? Just for now.
Right.
And with the protein, if you don't want to measure your food, just use the palm of your hand.
That's what I was thinking. That's
for the
4
size.
ounces, right?
About 4 to 6 ounces, yeah.
Perfect.
Which is a good enough. 6 ounces of chicken, plenty of protein right there, dude.
Okay.
So meal number 1, 3 eggs,
3 eggs.
half cup of oatmeal with almond milk. Make it the way you want to taste with a banana.
Okay.
Perfect. Meal number 2, chicken breast, cup of rice, and as much vegetables as you feel,
Okay.
or at least 2 cups. Then meal number 3, what protein source? It could be the same or it could be a different. What protein source do you
Man, you know what? I like some ground turkey
want? So ground turkey, okay.
and a lettuce wrap.
And lettuce wrap as your vegetable. What would you want your carb source to be? It could be rice. It could
Is
be
it okay to
potatoes.
say rice again?
Do rice again. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't you can have the same meal in all 3 meals.
Just to keep it. Okay.
It's about getting your protein and your carbs and your vegetables. In. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can swap them around, or you can keep it the same.
Okay.
You can have chicken and eggs and oatmeal throughout the whole day.
And same
You know?
thing for chicken and rice and veggies
Just
for the
about
next
swap.
3.
Just like your outfit, your outfit. Same thing with your nutrition.
This
and this
guy
is how
here, he's
this
like
is
an
how I help
artist.
this is how I help my clients build their meal
Artistry.
plans.
Yeah.
Without me, because if I told you, hey Gabe, this is what you got to eat, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a little different. But if I'm telling you what food sources do you enjoy,
Ooh,
then this is how
okay.
you put together your nutrition plan. The
Yeah.
formula is protein, carb, vegetables. Now you pick what you want to plug into there,
Okay.
and that's how you build your meal plan. So ground beef, rice, and iceberg lettuce. That was your 3rd meal.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Just for now, keep that meal plan as your regimen, along with your Stairmaster and your weight training. Now, keep that going for at least 2 weeks and see how your body changes. If you're seeing results like you're dropping weight, then keep going.
Okay.
If you're not seeing results, the first thing I would change is your output variable. So if you can do another day of weight training, add that compared to changing your food. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So your food's consistent, but the only thing you're changing is your movement.
Gotcha.
So you change the movement without changing your food, then you get more results. And then you keep going until your results stall, and then you can start changing things with your food. Maybe I should take away less carbs, or maybe I should add more
protein
exercise.
or more exercise.
Usually if it's the food you're going to be changing, you will just kind of don't cut out your carbs, but just kind of like, if you're going from a cup, go from a cup to 3/4.
Gotcha.
Small little changes. Because if you go from like, oh, I'm going to take away a full cup of rice, and you're going to be hungrier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you do little incremental changes, it'll take you far. It'll take you further along compared to doing quick abrupt changes.
Gotcha.
And then you're hating life. You know what I mean?
So that's why many people quit diets and exercises and they go back to their
and that's how
lifestyle.
that's how I help people understand the nutrition. What proteins do you enjoy? What carbs do you enjoy? And then if you don't have 3 meals already, then let's get in the routine of 3 meals.
Okay.
Plug in your exercise, be consistent, and see how your body is for 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. And if there's no changes, then you need to make a change in number 1 in your movement or your nutrition, whichever one is easier on you.
Got it.
You know what I mean? I'd rather add more workouts than take away food because I want to keep eating. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so work out harder. Give
Work
yourself
out harder, just add maybe go from 10 minutes on the Stairmaster to 15 minutes.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Like, add it, go harder,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Or maybe do more reps on a set.
Yeah.
My goal is to get. I wouldn't say shredded. I don't want to have a dad bod. I mean, eventually, but we're not there yet. But I want to get to the point where I'm
You said you're at
180.
205, yeah.
I want to get to 180,
start.
185, solid with a shrunken stomach, right? That's solid. Not too thick. There you go. Not too thick, but not too skinny. I want to be in a good weight.
So you got to make sure when you're weight training, you're keeping it as heavy as you can with the right amount of reps that you're properly doing. So
Okay.
if you're doing 15 reps, make sure you're doing a good amount of weight that's heavy for 15 reps, not easy for 15 reps. You know what I'm saying? So always challenge your muscles by going as
Okay.
heavy as you can. That's how you hold on to your muscle.
Would you get too big? Would you get too stiff? I mean, I don't want to be stiff. I want to be.
If you're in order for you to not feel stiff, you got to make sure that you're getting your mobility working, like stretching or
Okay.
things like that.
Still gotta do
because
that.
if lifting weights helps burn more calories for sure.
Yeah.
And it helps with fat loss. So that's just something you got to do on the side of exercise. Just, whenever you're chilling at the house, just stretch your hips, things like that. That'll keep you less stiff. But overall, yeah, just establish your 3 meals, be consistent with it. And then if you need to change things, change small variables. Either add another workout day or add 5 more minutes to your Stairmaster. I would always go with the exercise first before you start editing
Taking
your
away your
nutrition.
food.
But honestly,
Okay.
I think your biggest flaw is you're missing a first meal, because the first your first meal is a big one, and then you probably don't eat for like another 6 to 8 hours, and it's
Yeah.
another big meal, and
I'm not gonna lie, I love to fast, bro. I love it.
And, yeah.
I just love being empty and feeling lighter. I don't know what it is. It's not good for performance, but I love that feeling in the morning. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. Like I said, that was a great, conversation.
I enjoyed this,
plan. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was really fun getting to know, who you are and stuff that you're going through, since I haven't seen you in quite a while.
Yeah, man, for sure. No, yeah.
So, next time, there will be a next time, I guarantee you that. We're going to get more in depth of other stuff like the PDs and this and that. And I guess, more of how they got started or what motivated you to start doing this, whatever the case may be. But, I still want to pick your brain, but we got the overall concept of what you got going on, and something that I can give your flowers, give you respectfully. If I can give you some
Appreciate
shine, more than welcome to.
Same thing for you, man. I mean, I'm excited. I honestly, when you reached out to me, I was like, hell yeah, man, because I know a podcast is just a good conversation.
Good conversation.
I'm away from my phone, engaging in good convos, and I saw your setup when you had promoted it and stuff. I was like, yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be a boo-boo ass podcast, being in the room and closet.
Yeah, and I know what you got going on. I know what you're pursuing, and man, if I can help you in any way with that, like, more power to you, man. And north side to north side, like, let's just grow together,
Yeah.
and do this,
A couple of Northside kids from Houston, Texas, trying to make it big. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years. I think you've been on the grind for about 5 to 6 years.
I've been in business for 9 years. Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been making videos for about 7 years now. And I'm just like, man, I need to do something with it. I got to be consistent. If I don't do it now, then it probably never happen. I'm getting older. Plus my metabolism, like you said, is going to slow down. So I need to figure out a plan. But I want to be, I guess I wouldn't call it a guinea pig, but the person that gets to show that it is possible to get it done, right? No. With the crazy busy lifestyle that we got going on. I got about, I got a job, I got a business that I help out with a person, training kids and this and that, but I still got to get it in anyway, anyhow. So I'm not going to make any excuses, and I want this to be the platform for people to understand that it is possible, that you can get it done as long as you get it in, have the determination. You don't need an incentive to get in shape. Just do it for yourself. And here's the way how to do it.
Exactly.
Right? There's not many people that talk about how to do it, right? There's always YouTube videos of people working out and this and that, but this is more of a lifestyle conversation, and I appreciate so much from the bottom of my heart for you taking the time out of your busy life to come and talk about this. And I want everybody to know that you're there for them, and I'm there for them as well.
Of course.
So if we can help out the people, shit, we're all for it.
That's what it's all about, man. Simplifying it and making it happen.
Yeah. Do you have any merch or anything like that?
No, I don't. No.
Nothing like that?
No, I just more if you want to reach out to me, if you need help with anything in your fitness journey, socials, Instagram, Rocky.RDZ, or Facebook me, Eric Rodriguez.
I'll put it somewhere down here,
sure.
so that way they can
I'll
take
be
a
happy
look
to help out anybody.
and link it below and stuff like that. So, I mean, I got some merch coming out pretty soon. Maybe I can get you. It's not gonna be that for sure. That was
cool,
just a little whatever.
Designs.
Maybe I can get you in some shorts or a shirt that you can wear before and then just tear it up. I don't know, whatever
happy
you
with
want,
that, man. Yeah,
whatever you want to do. But appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for your time, man.
Of course.
Till next time.
Of course.
Peace, brother.
Bye, guys.
Later.